I think my dad is who really taught me about faithfulness. He's a farmer now, but he really wasn't always. You see, he's also an engineer, but he walked away from his really comfortable full-time job in field offices and county offices to be faithful to what he thought God wanted him to do. So instead of serving faithfully 9 to 5, he commits to working hard for calves who can literally never say thank you because they don't have words. He plows and he plants and he prays for a bountiful harvest, knowing that the result is so far beyond his control. I mean, he can't control the weather, he can't control what insects come and invade, but he serves faithfully. Whatever he commits to all the way, and he never seeks recognition or success. For him, it's all about faithfulness. I think that experience and watching my dad is really what drove me to get involved with residence life. I currently serve as the assistant resident director in WWF, but that's not really where it started. Back in my freshman year, I was that freshman that just stopped in everybody's room to see how they were and if they were having a good day, how classes were going. I just loved checking in and seeing how life was going for people. It's what I naturally did. I learned to be faithful in those little things for the people around me and my floor mates. The next year, all kinds of excitement came when that same thing I loved doing became part of my job description. As an RA, it was my job to check in and see how people were doing. And I came into the position with these huge dreams of what it was going to be like in these fancy events and programs I would do that everybody would come to and that'd have so much success, and it'd be a fantastic floor. Because the women of Woman 2 were sort of my responsibility that year, and it was my job to help make sure they were well taken care of. But all of these expectations of success led to a lot of disillusionment and eventually to a lot of sadness and to situations that were so far beyond my control. I got all the way to the point that I didn't know how to respond so badly that I locked myself in one of my residence rooms, hiding from my actual residents, and cried for 2 hours about how this wasn't what I expected it to be. But then I remembered the lessons I learned from my dad about faithfulness, and that we're called to be faithful in the small things. We don't all need big programs that every single person comes to, and we don't need fancy floor moms. Sometimes it's being faithful in the small moments of checking in and celebrating the good things in life and sitting with someone in the sadness of the things that don't go right that really make the difference and can really show them Jesus. And I learned again the importance of being faithful rather than successful. So this balance between success and faithfulness shapes what I think I want to do with my life after college. Since I first went to England in 2010, I have felt a distinct urge to serve globally. I love the small town I was raised in, and I love the Malone community, but for me, the world is bigger. My idea of the neighbor that we're supposed to love is not geographically limited. For me, my neighbor is someone anywhere in the world where God's calling me to in that moment. So that's why international service is essential to my idea of faithfulness over success. So even if I live in the United States after graduation, I really want to be faithful in serving the global church in whatever capacity. Even if that's just living back at home with my parents, I want to be faithful to the global church. I don't think I'm ever going to go out and change the world or revolutionize one country's understanding of who Jesus is and what God has done for them. But I know that I can impact one person by being faithful in the little things, the small, maybe overlooked moments that make up our lifetime, rather than the grand events that stand out, but are rare. So just as my daddy faithfully tends 500 calves every day and plants and plows and takes care of everything each season so faithfully, I need to commit my small acts to God and commit that service to demonstrate how God is serving the rest of the world. So I think it's appropriate to think of Mother Teresa again, when she said that not all of us can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love.